So we got one tank hole dug. Spoils here. It's rocky and dry down there. Got one rock right here that I'm gonna have to bring a breaker up here and knock this point off. And we got Travis down there digging. He's in Nate's Kubota. So, and I'm hand shoveling and cleaning the ditch out, getting the loose rocks out of there and kind of leveling it up a little bit. There were some bigger rocks in there that I had to use this hammer drill and point to break out, and then I used an engineer thing to pull them up. Ground is still rocky. We're getting closer to the water line here pretty soon. We've already got it exposed. Hopefully we can keep from breaking it. However, as you can see, we broke it. Travis is down to just about the roadway, so we're almost to the next hole once he gets across the roadway. So we're in paddock number 3. We've got our trenches dug here. This is the first water station spot. This will be in paddock 3. Serves 4 1-acre paddocks. Ran into quite a bit of rock through here. Hard pan, they like to call it. Get down there where you can't hardly get through it. But we've got it all dug out. We got this drain line. I glued this together. I'm gonna let it dry overnight, and then we can throw it in the ditch in the morning. I use these DWV couplings. I should have told the guys I wanted pressure couplings, but I think they'll stay together. If not, I'll just glue them back together when they get in the ditch. Anyway, this is what it looks like. We got down here to the water line. We had it exposed, but when Travis was excavating, he got the back of the bucket against the water line and snapped it right at the coupling. So we turned the water off. The cows are over drinking in the pond tonight and tomorrow till I get this water put back together. You can see it right there. So anyway, we've got it dug out. This is going to be the second watering station. This will be in paddock number 2. And that will mean that all 8 of my paddocks will have in-ground water systems. And while they're not completely freeze-proof, you can use them during the wintertime. And we've got the line or the ditch dug out so that it daylight's down there just about the end of that pipe. Well, we've got all the rough end done for these new water lines. And I'm getting ready to backfill some of the ditch, not all of it because they haven't put a pressure test on the water lines. But and go ahead and backfill some of the piping because it was old piping that was already pressure tested at all the joints. This is water station number 2. The rough end work on the water line and drain inside the tire will be completed when we do the concrete work, which I hope to do tomorrow. This is a valve box. I don't know if you can see anything down in there or not, the water lines tied in here, and I should have ran 1-inch pipe out here instead of this 3/4. But you know what? Despite it being 3/4-inch feeder from the barn all the way out to this valve box out there, it feeds all the water I need. And so this part of the pipe right here, this is all old pipe. All the joints have been glued for a year now, I guess. And I'm gonna jump on the tractor here and push some of this dirt in the hole. There's a lot of rock in it, I can tell you that. And up here is the valve box for water station number 3, which this water station is the same one as the water station 2. I've just got it roughed in. Still got to stub in the elbows and get that ready for concrete tomorrow and setting the concrete pipe. So I'm going to spend about 30 minutes here pushing some of this rock in, and I might go along there and pick up the bigger ones and throw them to the left side of the ditch rather than push them in the hole on top of the pipe. So I have tested the water lines and we had no leaks, so I'm going to start backfilling the ditches now. I'll get this roadway done first so we can get to the other side of the ditch if we need to. Surprisingly, there wasn't a whole lot of rock in some of these areas, as you can see there with the spoils going in the ditch. Having this tractor is pretty handy for backfilling. I remember the first ditch that we did, I didn't have the tractor, and I had to use the blade with the D15 tractor. And the blade on the back of the tractor is much slower than using the front loader with a bucket. Of course, I do go slow sometimes with the tractor just to make sure that I don't break anything. Right here I'm trying to slowly put the dirt, hopefully it's mostly dirt, in the ditch where the water line connection was made. That's all a little bit above grade, or not above grade, but only about 20 inches, 24 inches in the ground, so I don't want to run over the water lines, nor do I want to put any big rock in there with it. So and that spot right there is pretty much where that water line is. I went through this pretty quick. They're speeding up the video. Trying to work that spot with as much dirt as I can, build it up, because I know it's going to settle. I'm not packing it in. I'm going to let the water in the ground just settle on its own over those water lines. Probably stay away from them for a couple of years anyway until it's settled in. You may have to bring the tractor and some dirt and pile back in on top of it. We'll see. Overall, I was pretty pleased with how this backfilling went. I did get that ditch going up the hill to water station number 3 completed, and I did pretty good with it. I was pretty happy with how much of it actually ended up in the hole. I probably only got about 12 to 18 inches stacked on top of the ditch line. So, and that's going to settle in. There's some pretty good sized rocks that I ended up in there. Again, I'm trying to keep from running the tractor over the shallow water lines. The ones that are at the bottom of the ditch I'm not too worried about, because for the most part they were ran either alongside or underneath or on top of the drain line. So it got pretty good support, plus it's at the bottom of the ditch. So I'm trying to pile the waterline connections a little bit heavy, knowing that they're going to settle because I don't have any compaction on the ditch lines there. Overall, I was very pleased with how the backfilling went. Now, my next plan for after we get this done is to come back and I'll pour the concrete and set the tanks. But I'm going to call it a day now. Thank you for watching the video. Stay tuned for part 2. Hopefully we can get that done this week. We got snow coming in on the weekend.